You know the drill. Okay, too early to say the joke. Anyway, Mr. Driller is published and developed by Namco, released first in the arcade in 1999, before making its way to many other console/handhelds. All of them are the same anyway, so I will be looking at the Dreamcast. Mr. Driller was initially recreated by two important figures. Yasuhito Nagaoka. He worked on Ridge Racer and Ridge Racer Type 4, and of course designed the character for Mr. Driller. The other one is Hideo Yoshizawa, who not only works on Ridge Racer Type 4, but also games like Klonoa, what him? And Mighty Bomb Jack. I hope I don't have to talk about this game in the future. Hideo Nakajima directed the project to get drilling onto the ground. This little thing is called Susumu Hori, and apparently this was meant to be a new Dig Dug game. Yeah, you know, the game where you commit war crime by blowing up and popping innocent enemies? Yeah, that was the game. After a lengthy discussion, it was decided that they would drop Dig Dug in favor of a new title, but it doesn't end there. To make sure Mr. Driller will be remembered for many years to come, someone at Namco had a bizarre idea. What is the bizarre idea? Well, forming a family tree. You may remember Dig Dug, but how about Baraduke, aka Alien Sector? Yeah, the game that predates Metroid before Metroid is even a thing. Apparently, both of the main characters got together and you know the drill, ends up having a son, and his name is Susumu Hori. What? Okay. The year is 2399. Susumu himself lives alone while his parents are just committing war crimes somewhere else. Anyway, it was a peaceful day until a bunch of blocks emerged from underground and it became Tetris. Oh wait, sorry, wrong game. Everyone is panicked and there's only one guy to save the day. Something strange in your neighborhood. Who are you gonna call? Blockbuster! Upon starting the game, you are presented with this. Time to get serious. Select the difficulty and it's time to drill. The controls are pretty simple. D-pad to move and A button to drill. That's it. You thought digging is pretty hard? Well, surprisingly no. Being an arcade game where you want to be simple yet innovative, Mr. Driller wastes no time to get straight to the extraction zone. You guide Mr. Driller left and right and then perform the blow on the ground to go one step below. You got your death, score, and air to accompany you on this narrow road trip. Speaking of air, there are tons of air capsules scattered across the level, and upon picking up, there will increase 20% of air back to the supply that constantly drops down towards the bottom. The meter won't ever change its speed according to the level, so that's a good thing. However, the wooden block is not a good thing. It takes 5 hits to even remove it, while at the same time, draining your energy rather quickly. Anyone with common sense would steer away from them at all costs. Unless you are Ocean Gate, in which you sack your employee, then I don't know what to say. The wooden block is not the first and the last to be concerned about. The other blocks that you stumble across comes in different variations. This looks like marshmallow, this looks like mint candy, This looks like cotton candy that you have to swallow big chunk and choke yourself as you gasp for air. Each of them blocks have their characteristics. At the beginning, they all seem to be merged together, allowing for easier shoveling, but then they are separated by one square per blocks, making it more complicated, but that's not doom and gloom. If you're thinking about Tetris while playing this, well, good news. This will save your life. While you're busy chiseling, you won't notice what's happening above you. When a block falls down and connects with another same color block, well, they will form together, and when more of the same blocks comes down, well, they will disappear, giving you more room to breathe. This can also play into your advantage. While you're busy chipping away the blocks below, you will not be aware of danger from above. Most of the time, you would scramble everywhere to not get drilled, sandwiched, but sometimes, you can be super lucky. It all boils down to good strategy and fast thinking, but also good strategy followed by pure luck. The luck that only comes by whenever there was an opportunity. You could be having a great plan, knowing where to go, but it all just take one small block to ruin everything. To top it all off, you have a limited air supply, and let's not forget, it can be frustrating to find the air capsule nearby. When you think you can get one, the reality denies it. Strategy, luck, timing, everything takes into account, and when everything are shoveled together, you got a recipe for disaster. Getting sandwiched for being slow? Check. Getting sandwiched for being too ambitious? Double check. Getting sandwiched for being useless like me? Triple check. You could die from suffocation or sandwich and no one will notice you going missing. His parents are away, the citizens don't care at all, other than just saying good luck and that's it, really speaks for itself. And those air capsules? It is as if someone deliberately dropped them there to lure you into this mess, leaving you to rot away in the cave. Alone. But hey, it's not over. At least you have a trustworthy driller in your hand. It never used battery, Bluetooth, or any other cheap controller to keep functioning properly. You even got good soundtracks playing. And you know the next destination is right up. You know you cannot stop. So pick up the controller and time to fight the nature. You reached the bottom, and congrats! You beat Mr. Driller. But not really. Guess we're gonna have to do this one. And there we go! We reached the bottom of the barrel. It turns out these penguins are creating food but accidentally overflow the quantity. Why does this sound like real life? At least they had the tendency to say sorry. And that's my review on Mr. Driller, a short and fun arcade game from Namco. I'll be honest, this game can be addicting. Every time you lose a life, you always see yourself getting closer to the next level. For every failures, you always promise yourself to try again, and the cycle goes on and on and on. But man, the amount of attempts can be disheartening. Every time you think you will make it, you fail. Every time you want to get a new score, you fail. While the game can be fun at times, but it won't take long enough to feel the pain, and the pain will make you less motivated to try again. For what it's worth, Mr. Driller is pretty fun, and I can understand the appeal to it. But when it's over, it's another basic puzzle game with no surprising element. The consumers over at Japan seems to enjoy though, as Namco made more exclusive sequels, with the latest entry being a remaster of the 2002 GameCube version. So I guess Mr. Driller has a loyal fanbase, much like how everyone are supporting Klonoa now. Wahoo! Mr. Driller is like a real life. Everything seems to be energetic and fun, but as you play on, it loses the charm and eventually becoming monotonous, to the point that you don't want to look at it again. You're not burnt out, but you just don't have the desire to do anything. You are physically and mentally tired of just about anything. You want to turn your back and not deal with it ever. You feel very useless and start questioning if everything you did in your life was worth it. If your existence is a wasted potential. What is wrong with me?